Hello everyone and welcome to the video lecture on complex integration. Today we shall discuss few more important example based on Cauchy integral theorem. So let us begin with, before solving the example, let us recall what is Cauchy theorem, right? So Cauchy theorem is nothing but a theorem in which when a function is analytic inside and on the boundary of C, then integration of such function is always 0. That is, integration over C of f of z dz is 0. Then the second theorem is Cauchy integral formula or the theorem. What it says that if function is analytic inside and on the boundary of C and A is any point within C, then integration of or C of f of z upon z minus a dz is nothing but 2 pi I times f of a, right? And then we had a extended form of that. So this is nothing but integration over C of f of z upon z minus a raised to n plus 1 dz is equal to 2 pi I upon n factorial into nth derivative of f of z at z equal to a. So these are the formulas required for solving the example. So let us see the first example of today's video lecture. So it says it is evaluate integration over C of 4 minus 3z upon z into z minus 1 into z minus 2 dz. Integration along a closed curve, right? Where C is a circle, mod of z equal to 3 by 2. Okay. So let us solve. What is the first step? First step is to draw the circle, and to draw the circle we need to find out the center and radius of the given circle. So as I told you earlier that just by looking at the equation we can find out, we can write the center and the radius easily and quickly, right? So what is C? C is mod of z equal to 3 by 2, right? With center at, let us write the center. So center at, what will be center? So in this, leave this right hand side, in the left hand side leave z. What is left here? Nothing is there. It means its x coordinate as well as y coordinate both are 0. So that's why center is at 0, 0. And right hand side gives the radius. So and radius is equal to 3 by 2. Okay. So in this way we get the circle with center at these many points. So let us draw quickly the circle. So circle is having a center at this, right? Now what is the radius? Radius is 3 by 2. So as it is at the origin, so you can measure left 3 by 2 distance on the right, on the left as well as up and down, right? So let I measure 3 by 2 unit on the left and right, that is on x-axis. Okay, so this is nothing but 3 by 2 0 and this is the point minus 3 by 2 0. Once we identify the 2 points other than the center, right, with a distance of radius, we will draw the circle passing through these 2 points. Now my drawing is not that good, right? So if you observe that it is not the circle, assume that it is circle, right? So this is the circle, and here we have a center. So like this I have drawn the circle. Now once we get the circle, what is our next task is to find out the poles. Now if you remember, the poles are nothing but given by equating denominator to 0. Denominator of what? Integrand. This is the function to be integrated. So this is called as the integrand, right? So what we do, we will equate denominator of this integrand to 0, right? So what we have, so poles are given by z into denominator is z into z minus 1, z minus 2 equal to 0. Now equate, simplify. So what we get, z equal to 0, then z minus 1 equal to 0, that gives z equal to 1, and then z minus 2 is equal to 0, so that gives z equal to 2. So like this we have the three values for z, 0, 1, 2, and all of them occurs only one time. So these poles which occurs only one time are called as a simple pole, right? So all these are nothing but simple pole. Okay, now let us plot them on this quadrant plane, on this diagram, right? So z equal to 0 means, what is mean by z equal to 0 means this point, as this is not having any imaginary point, right, imaginary part, that's why this will be completely lie on x axis, okay, with x as 0, as no imaginary part is there on the right hand side, so this is completely real, so it is as similar to just x is equal to 0, right? So where do we have x is equal to 0? So here we have x is equal to 0, right? So this is the pole z equal to 0. On the same line, z equal to 1, z equal to 1, as I am not having any imaginary part over here, so this is same as x is equal to 1, z equal to 1 is same as x is equal to 1, right? So that is, so here it is, distance is 3 by 2, so approximately somewhere over here we have the point, what, the z equal to 1. So this is second pole. On the same line, z equal to 2 means, as no imaginary parts are there on that equation, so it is nothing but a same as x is equal to 2. So that will lie outside the circle. So here somewhere we have z equal to 2. So like this we have plot the poles, right? And then just we will have the observations, which of them lies inside and which are lying outside. So what we find, z equal to 0, z equal to 1 lies inside, and only pole z equal to 2 lies outside the circle, right? So therefore the simple pole at z equal to 0 and 1 lies inside C, and pole at z equal to 2 lies outside C, right? So therefore now we will define our analytic function. Therefore let f of z equal to, so what should be the definition of this f of z? It is nothing but a numerator of this integrand. What is the numerator? Numerator is 4 minus 3z, and the part of a denominator which is going outside the circle. So what is that? Z equal to 2. This I am getting when I am equating z minus 2 as 0. So this part is going outside, right? So what will be f of z? It is f of z is numerator, that is 4 minus 3z, and part of the integrand which is lying outside the circle, that is z minus 2. So this becomes is analytic inside and on C. So I hope these concepts are clear to you all, right? So first we will identify the center and radius of the circle, then we will draw the circle. After this we will find out the poles. After getting the poles, we will plot them, and then we will see their locations. Once we get their location, means whether they lies inside or outside, we will accordingly define our analytic function f of z. So we have f of z as 4 minus 3z upon z minus 2, right? After this we will consider given integrand. So this given integrand will be, so therefore given integral is written as integration of 4 minus 3z upon z into z minus 1 into z minus 2. This will be written in terms of f of z. So that is equal to integral over c of 4 minus f of z. So this part, right, this much part is nothing but f of z. What is left? Write down as it is. So that is z into z minus 1. Right? Now what we do? We will separate these two variables. Why? In order to apply our formula. The structure of our formula is that it is f of z upon z minus a only. No product terms are there, right? So we will apply that formula. For that we need to separate them, these two terms. So for this we will simply apply the method of partial fraction, right? So apply method of partial fraction to what? To 1 upon z into z minus 1. So as this being a simple term, we can write it directly. So it is 1 upon z minus 1 minus 1 by z. You can see here, just cross multiply and see whether you get resultant as 1 upon z into z minus 1 or not. Yes, see here, the LCM is this. Okay, so this one. Now cross multiply numerator. So it is z minus of z minus 1. So z will get cancelled, minus minus 1 plus 1. So what I am getting? 1 upon z into z minus 1. So in this way I am getting this term separated by partial fraction. What is our next step? So once we get this, the next step is multiply it with f of z and apply the formula. So what we have? So that is equal to integration over c f of z upon z minus 1 dz minus integration over c of f of z upon z. Right. Now here, as it is as per the requirement of the partial integral formula, so let us apply the formula. So recall the formula and accordingly do the changes. So the formula is this: integration over c f of z upon z minus a dz equal to 2 pi I times f of a. Now compare this term with this one. What we find? Z minus a, here it is z minus 1. So what is a? A is 1, right? So according to this formula, the value of this will be 2 pi I times f of a is 1. So f of 1. Okay. In the same line, apply the next one. So it is z minus a. What I am having? Z minus nothing is there. It means a will be what? 0, right? So put a as 0 over here. So what we get? 2 pi I times f of 0. Okay. Now, how to get this f of 1 and f of 0? So we will make use of this equation 1. Put z as 1 in this expression 1. So what we get? So it is 2 pi I f of 1. So put z as 1 in expression number 1. So what it is? 4 minus 3 into 1 upon 1 minus 2. And for the next one, we will put z as 0 in this expression. So what we get? 4 minus 3 into 0 upon 0 minus 2. Right? Simplify. So it is 4 minus 3, 1. 1 minus 2 minus 1. 1 upon minus 1 minus 1. So it is minus 2 pi I. Right? See here, 4 minus 0, 0, minus 4 by minus 2 is, 4 by minus 2 is minus 2. Minus 2 into this, so that is 4 pi I. So finally what we get? We get it as 2 pi I. Right? So therefore, integration over c of 4 minus 3z upon z into z minus 1 into z minus 2 is nothing but equal to 2 pi I. So like this we get the answer. I hope the method is clear to you all, right? So let us see one more important example based on Cauchy integral formula. Example number 2 of today's session. So it is evaluate integration over c of e raised to 2z upon z plus 1 to the power 4, where c is mod of z equal to 3. Okay, so solution. What is the first step? First step is to draw the circle, right? So c is mod of z equal to 3. Okay, with what will be its center? Center at, so here in this expression on the left hand side, I am not getting any term in the modulus other than z. So therefore that's why what will be center? Center will be 0, 0. X as well as y coordinate of the center will be 0. And radius is, right hand side is 3 and radius 3. Right? So let us draw the circle. Obviously circle is having a center at 0, 0. So I will measure 3 unit distance on left as well as right. So this is 3, 0 and this is the point minus 3, 0. Here we have a center. And this is anti-clockwise for this C. Right? So circle is drawn. What is the next one? Next task is to find out the poles. So how to find out the poles? So poles are given by equating denominator to 0. So poles are given by, denominator is z plus 1 to the power 4 equal to 0. Okay. So this implies z plus 1 is equal to 0 4 times. Right? Why it is 4? Because we have here z plus 1 to the power 4. So z plus 1 equal to 0 4 times. And this gives you z equal to minus 1. Again 4 times. Right? So how many times we are having z equal to minus 1? It is occurring 4 times. So that's why the nature of this pole won't be a simple one. It will be of multiple order. Right? So that's why therefore z equal to minus 1 is a pole of order 4, as it is occurring 4 times. So z equal to minus 1 is a pole of order 4. Okay, let us see its location. Z equal to minus 1 again. As here I am not getting any imaginary part, so this is same as x equal to minus 1. So z equal to minus 1, it will be on the left hand side somewhere over here. So this is z equal to minus 1. Now this lies inside C. Right? So therefore Cauchy theorem won't be applicable. It is applicable when all the poles are outside. So definitely we have to make use of the Cauchy integral theorem. Right? So therefore it is a pole of order 4 and lies inside C. Right? So therefore let us define f of z. So let f of z is equal to, so what is the definition of f of z? Just recall, what we did in the previous example, that it is numerator, so that is e raised to power 2z, and the part of denominator which is lying outside. Is there any part which is lying outside? No, this part is completely lying inside, so only numerator. So is analytic function inside ln C. So let us write the given integrand in terms of f of z. So therefore integration over C of e raised to power 2z upon z plus 1 to the power 4 dz. This becomes integration over C. This is f of z. What is left? Write down as it is upon z plus 1 to the power 4 dz. Now see here, I am having this of multiple order, that is z plus 1 to the power 4. So when we have the power of this z minus a more than 1, then we apply the generalized Cauchy theorem, right? So we apply generalized Cauchy theorem. So let us apply generalized Cauchy theorem. So what we get? What is, recall that formula? So what it is? It is integration over C of f of z upon z minus a raised to power n plus 1 is nothing but 2 pi I upon n factorial and then nth derivative of f of z at a, right? So this formula will apply. Over here compare. So what is the value of n plus 1? Over here is 4, right? So n plus 1 is 4. So what will be n? N will be obviously 3, right? So apply this formula right hand side. On the right hand side put everywhere n as 3. So it will be 2 pi I upon 3 factorial, then third derivative of f of z at a. So we just need to find out the third derivative, okay, of f of z. So let us do it in rough. Over here I am doing rough work, right? So we have this f of z. What is f of z? E raised to power 2z. So its first derivative will be e raised to power 2z. Its derivative is 2 e raised to power 2z. The second derivative will be 4 e raised to power 2z. Okay, derivative of e power 2z is e power 2z into 2. So derivative of this already 2 is there. Again derivative of e power 2z is 2 into e raised to power 2z. 2 to 4, right? And third derivative will be 8 e raised to power 2z. In this way we have, right? Now, so substitute. Now, so this is f double dash of z, triple dash of z. We have to put a. What is a here? So compare. So z minus a is z plus 1. Okay? Z minus a is z plus 1. So what will be a? Yes. Z minus a is z plus 1. So what will be a? A will be minus 1. Okay. So in this third derivative, put z as minus 1. So what it will be? 8 e raised to power z is minus 1. So minus 2. So what we have? It is 2 pi I upon, this will be 6 3 factorial and then value is 8 into e raised to power minus 2. Okay. Simplify whatever is possible. So 2 will get cancelled. So what we are left with? So we are left with 8 by 3 times pi I into e raised to power minus 2. So in this way we get a desired solution of this particular problem, right? So what is the answer? It is this, integration over C of e raised to power 2z upon z plus 1 to the power 4 is 8 by 3 pi I e raised to power minus 2. So in this way we can do the things, right? I hope this problem is clear to you all. So in the next video lecture we shall see few more important examples and the different cases to solve.